BD5 Pilot with you, and yes, it is Sunday, and yes, it's been raining cats and dogs out there, and now we got a little tiny bit of a break. It even looks like some little sun's trying to sneak through, but it's a great day to be in the hangar working on stuff. And I've got all of the parts removed, deburred, everything's cleaned up with some MEK, and everything is ready for mixing up that ProSeal and doing some assembly. I finally got smart and bought myself one of these. That is a little pneumatic applicator for pushing the ProSeal through. Mix the ProSeal, and then I put it into this, which is a removable, disposable, but also cleanable plastic, and allows me to have much better control of the flow. I'm probably going to build the top piece first, do a little pre-assembly, put some rivets into it, and put that part in so it is sitting in the aircraft. So that top part, little luggage area, comes first. Then I'm going to put the fuel valves onto that lower pan, and then put the lower pan on, and then put the parts for the motor mount onto the back. And should go in that order. Hopefully it goes all smooth. I'll be back to show you my progress. Well, that looks to me to be a pretty nice set of work done for today. Here you can see where my forehead has hit that plexiglass. Those are the little rivets I had to put up on top. And then there's the assembly from behind. And the luggage compartment's all in. The upper brace for the motor mount is in. Rest of the motor mount is mostly in. Now I know the dimensions to get the correct AN bolts for that, so I have a really secure mount there. The rest of this is riveted. I had longer rivets for these longer throws where it goes through the thicker pieces of not fiberglass, but aluminum. And then we'll open the canopy and look at it from the other side. Make sure I don't have any ProSeal still stuck on my fingers. So this all went in nice and smooth. I can start making the enclosure to protect the cables for the fuel cutoff system, and then after that I can start designing the rack for the avionics. And that's really making this thing close to completion. Happy with the little luggage compartment that I've got now. Pretty sleek looking little plane. So want to be cool when this thing has the engine in and we start it, and I can start taxiing this thing around. I'm waiting on a part for the engine. The ZDZ 500 is having a new starter. Well, the starter ring he's going to reuse, but the mounting adapter back here is the output shaft is going to go to the 3-bolt pattern that the drive shaft for the BD5 uses, and it's also going to have a pulley so that I can get the alternator installed. And of course I need that piece so I can get the exact dimensions. As I get this closer, I'm not going to set the engine as soon as I have that part back, and then we can take the vertical dimensions so I can place that alternator right down here and then design the mount for it. And then that's going to get triangulated in with the mount that comes across here to cradle the engine in its place. And then I'll have the dimension for the drive shaft. And that's basically what's going to keep me from starting it. I could even start the engine before I had the full wiring harness hooked up, because the way that engine's designed, I could hook up some NiCad batteries to run the ignition, and my 12-volt battery to operate the starter, and we could hook a fuel line up. So one of the next things also is that gasculator. Remember, now that I have this all in, I can remount that gasculator, run the little lines down to it, and then figure out how I'm going to run the final fuel lines out to the little Walbro carburetors that are on this engine. That makes for probably one of the most fruitful weekends I've ever had working on the plane, because this is months and months of preparatory work to finally get all of this installed, and that's a big step in finishing the plane. So BD5 Pilot's out for now. Happy with the work. Hit that like button. I appreciate all my fans, and see you soon.